And like, it's so frustrating because some parts of this game are just so good. Like the flying animations, beautiful. The like
It's
dynamic
true.
land positioning of the creature bodies, amazing.
The
Why?
animations themselves are fantastic.
Like the fact that I can like here's a rock. Okay, let's go fuck with this rock. I don't know if I can fuck with. Let's try it. Okay, so like this shit. Nope, because you're fucking collisioning, right, rock? Well, let's find a rock I can do this with. Maybe this one. Also, I'm kind of small to be doing this, so like, yeah, I might just be too fucking small. But like, where like my arm will go up onto a rock, and the rest of
Yeah.
my body is like down. That shit is amazing. You don't see that in Bob. You don't see that
No,
on the
you blow through
aisle.
it.
You fucking stand fucking sideways at a fucking 90-degree angle with the ground, and you act like that's fucking normal.
I don't know what you're talking about. That is normal.
Like, it's so frustrating that some parts of this are just astronomically better than so many games out there, but that the overall quality of this game is astronomically more terrible.
Well, there's definitely something attacking other things near us.
I mean, I just ate a bug.
Fair. But to be honest, I'm wondering if it's the paid parts because they did have a short little bit where they commissioned out the work that they were doing. Like the animations are made by one guy who I don't even know if he's still on the team anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
The
But
the
like
owner seems to burn bridges a lot. Like they might just be a bad manager, which is
he is a
unfortunate
bad manager.
as an owner. I mean, don't
Well, the
get me
fact that
wrong. There
he
is a certain amount of like fuck 'em attitude you have to have when
but
you're
not
dealing
enough
with the
to
public.
ban people and break TOS. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's been very petty and mismanaging from the beginning and it's caused so many issues.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. They really, honestly, I feel like anybody could at this point make a fucking dragon game and start with like bot models and stuff and use it as a point, as a proof of concept that you use to sell more copies of the game slash Patreon slash Kickstarter, yada, 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 to raise extra money to then be able to pay somebody to. Oh, you already killed it.
It's
Good.
yours.
Oh,
That's for you. I
okay.
don't need food.
Um, to then
I
be able
mean,
to afford to pay somebody to like come in and like put in the work to make the custom original models.
have I ever shown you Draconia?
Sounds familiar? I think so.
So
Okay, I'm good
it
with
has
food.
the
Time for water.
really janky, weird, odd fucking animations and shit, right? So you know what? I'm gonna.
Because I one time like when I first considered doing like my own dragon game, because I was like, if I put a little bit in every day, even 30 minutes every day, eventually I'll have something, right? I actually
Mhm.
started drawing concepts for like different types of dragons, including a lot of like land dragons, because I don't feel like everything should be in the air. Um, and I did like a dog type one, a cat one. I drew like one that's kind of based off of a giraffe, something that's like herbivores. Like I think that they should have dragons that are like herbivores, aquatic dragons, fucking flying dragons, carnivore dragons, fucking, all that. Actually, and anything that gave inspiration, I would save the pictures, and I actually have such one still on my phone for a cat one that I thought was adorable. Nope, nope, come here.
I want to show you. So the first photo, it like with the weird, like, grown, awkward thingy creature. That, oh, that's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
But the first photo you see there is from the game Draconia, right? It's still pre-alpha, by the way. That was their first idea of a worm. The GIF animation above it is their new idea of a worm. They redid all the animations for it. They added custom little cute emotes. They added all this shit to it. Like, to make it so that it would actually be something that's enjoyable to play. Like, went from this shitty little thing, and I think it's been like 2 years since they've been going. But they're not like, they didn't do a well, I don't know if they actually did do a GoFundMe or anything else. They're running off mostly Patreon, and not even a lot of Patreon users. And they don't even show all this shit on Patreon. It's just to promote the game if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You can see everything in their channel. Like, hold on. I'm just gonna invite people. I'm gonna invite you. I enjoy this game. It's got a steep price tag if you actually buy it, but I enjoy it. It's definitely not ready, and it's not really currently worth the price tag. But I remember how it was a year ago, and it was a completely different game with a completely different map. That I actually kind of want to play now. Because every time I play Day of Dragons, I always get mad because I'm like, I've spent hundreds of dollars in that game.
I think
And
it's
I
a
don't have jack
combination
shit.
between how much money has been raised for this game
Mm-hmm.
and just the sheer disappointment on how it's been handled is what's
Yep.
so upsetting about it.
It's true. It's genuinely true. And honest to God, I feel like nobody is playing the game that I'm playing, but they're still like working on it. They would do update like every other motherfucking month, but their servers are fucking empty because it's pre-fucking alpha.
Ah, yes, Quetzalcoatl. Which is funny because the Quetzalcoatl is an actual dinosaur, but it is named after the serpent god.
Huh?
Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatlus? Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The serpentine flying god, the snake with two wings. It's like an Aztec deity or god like creature.
Oh.
And I believe it was that name that they used to name the Quetzal, the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like, if I made a dragon game, it would have the typical dragon bodies that you think of, right? But then there would be other
Yeah.
things. Like, there would be herbivore dragons. Like, there wouldn't be just these predator and very predator-like dragons. And then there'd be, like, aquatic ones and all sorts of things.
Yours sounds more like Wings of Dawn than
Yeah,
what
probably.
they wanted to do. It's just they didn't go for the traditional look for dragons. For some of them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. All of those are much better, but there's only like 3 dragon. That's the shit part. There's only like 3 fucking dragon games. Currently in availability. They don't really have that many more.
Mm-mm. But when you think about it, there's probably not a huge base for the game. It is kind of
definitely.
a niche market, you know?
Yeah. But you still have all the people who love dino games and other things. I'm 80% sure that they'd love the dragon games too. It's just that there's only really one, and not gonna lie, like fucking Day of Dragons ruined almost every other fucking dragon game. They ruined it. Because even Wings of Dawn, like, has not at all been able to do anything.
Well, I feel like it's because people already put so much money into fucking Day of Dragons. And
Yep.
then now they're just like they're gun shy. They're like, I fell for this once. I'm not doing it again.
Yep. That's actually, there are people who have made that exact fucking comment with Wings of Dawn, and Wings of Dawn has literally called themselves out, and they're like, we know we have to make something that people will trust. If we don't make a playable snippet of a game, an actual game, you guys are not going to trust us.
Mm-hmm.
And we know you're not going to trust us. And everybody's like, yep. And it's fair. Like, there's nothing you can say about it that isn't going to be fair, because it's like, you know?
Did they change the sniffing sound for IRs?
Oh, okay.
This person in the fucking global chat who was like, 30 is pretty normal. It used to be 200.
What? I mean, maybe for this year, fucking 30's pretty fucking normal.
That was funny because somebody was like,
30.
wow, this game is really dead. And they were like, oh, well, said the person who logged on in the middle of the night. And I was like, I don't know, I was on earlier and there was only 25 people. And then they're like, well, 30's pretty normal. And I'm like, didn't used to be.
There are some people who are diehard fans who will literally never say anything is wrong with this game. Even though a shit ton of things are wrong with that game.
Cultists. That's what they're called.
Wait, what did you say?
I said cultist is what they're called.
Yes, I told you.
Honestly, if I was going to have a game like this where permadeath is a thing, I feel like I would make growing so much easier.
Yes. Well, I mean, we say that, but we play the Isle too.
But the Isle growth is still easier than this shit.
That's true.
It doesn't take nearly as long. And, like, for the ones that do, like, there's an obvious reason why. Like the Stegos. There's an obvious reason. Yeah. They get really, really fucking hard to kill. But then, like, that's the thing, though. Like, you reach adult, and it doesn't matter what you are, you're a whole lot harder to kill. Like, you're not likely to, like, wander out into the world like, yay, I'm finally an adult, and you're big, dead.
Yeah, it's true. Because you'll literally be like, what? What fucking Carno Pack wants to take on 5'10"? We'll fuck you up. Come on, we'll fuck you up. And you'll fuck them up, and they'll be like, we lost 5 men, but we took down 2. And it's like, I don't know if that's a win.
But, like, you know, the trade-off there is about, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's a lot better than this shit.
Yeah, because you just die. And then the other thing is, like, in other games, I feel like people also, like, carnivore kids, they kill them all the time. But herbivores, they're like, I don't want to kill the herbivores. This baby Tenno's yapping at me. I can't kill it. Whereas, like, Day of Dragons, they're like, what are you, 2 seconds old?
Right.
Kill you now. You could be a part of a rival clan. And it's like, I could also just be a person who's existing in life. Question mark. Yeah. Game's crazy. Truly.
Yeah. Like the
It
sheer
really
amount of
is.
time. And like how difficult it is too. Like how fast the fucking food draining shit is. And then the fucking AI you're trying to kill is trying to kill you. And then on top
But
of
it does
that,
so much
like,
damage.
why am I so goddamn motherfucking slow? Like, you want me to survive with absurd food drain. You drop me in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I have to track down food, and I go 2 miles an hour at a full sprint.
Mm-hmm.
Putty cat, putty cat.
And they act like it's
Don't
normal.
scream at
And
me.
the funny fucked part is if you talk to like people about it, they'll be like, "Oh, well, that's normal, and some games are just like that. And if you don't like it, you're just bad." It's like you aren't bad at any fucking game ever for just asking people to make the physical like gameplay better. Like I swear to God, that's my biggest pet peeve with the cult following of games for indie game people is like they're like this mechanic is perfect and it's like that mechanic is broken and dumb and it doesn't work out. Like they updated the foliage now, Octavia, but the foliage still fucking sucks in this game.
Yep.
There's still no way for babies to be protected from clans or anything else. They're like, we added caves, and you could see from the big cave they have an arch that it's like, okay, yeah, and a juvie could go in there and beat the shit out of me. Like, it's still just as unfucking friendly as it was previously.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just
And
like they they need better foliage, better defensible areas. And but like it's obvious that like that tiny cave in Arch might not even be on purpose, mind you. That might not have
yeah,
been purposely put in there. And it kind of feels like it wasn't.
it probably wasn't.
But it's also glitchy as fuck. I wasn't even trying to get in there. I just fucking pushed my dragon against the wall and it sucked me in. So like they need areas that are safe for babies for a while. And if it's something where like they risk getting too big, they either need some type of thing like Path of Titans have. Where if like with Path of Titans, if you're too close to something or too crowded, you stop growth to
Mm-hmm.
prevent you from growing into the mesh or getting usually stuck in a place, right? Or
Yeah.
B, like the Isle, where they have a sanctuary where once you reach a certain size, you get kicked the fuck out.
Yep.
Now, granted, both of those are coding game things that I would not expect at this stage of where the game currently sits, how it sits. Should it be here already? Yeah, there should be a lot more done in this game already. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a mechanic that they really should think about putting in.
Yeah. The other thing is like bare minimum out of all this time that this shit has existed, you would have thought bare fucking minimum they would have at least released the dragons they have. Even if the mechanics are fucked like how
Mm-hmm.
the fucking storm whatever is. Because the Blitz Striker is actually supposed to be able to call storms. That's what my calls are supposed to do. Is they're supposed to be able to call in storms, and I can actually like my major attacks to strike people with lightning. That was everybody's fucking niche kick with the Blitz Striker, and they never even implemented it. With it was supposed to come weather,
Yep.
and they've never implemented it, and probably never will. They just released it to make people quiet after people got super pissed. Okay. They literally sat over there and didn't do anything after lying to their faces for like a year. But yeah. We hate that game. Why do we play it? Like every time, I'm
We
serious.
really,
every
like,
time we get on,
haven't. Like we really just came on because we're like, ooh, skin event, but now like we realize it doesn't even unlock the skin.
mm-hmm. It
Like
just gives you a little pearl.
that you have to go and get for each and every dragon, and when your dragon dies, you have to go and get it again.
Mm-hmm. Which also might be another reason why nobody's there. Cause
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
fucky. Like, what's the point? Really, what's
yeah.
the point?
Like, thanks for the.
It's not like Bob, where
gift.
like you go and you do the event, and then you have a Bronto skin for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and that's what I honestly originally thought it was, but then I forgot who I was fucking dealing with. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I forget Daddy Dragons won't give a fuck, and it actually secretly wants their shit back. Like, they also, that whole thing there was for them to quote unquote showcase their lore, and I'm like, how are you gonna showcase your lore? Like, you're gonna tell me there's only one male Fireclaw, so every other motherfucking Fireclaw is just deep generations of inbreeding? Like, that's all the lore taught me, is that Fireclaws are all gonna go to fucking inbreeding.
Yep.
Um,
All the males died, but why? Why did the males die? Like just the males? Like why was there no surviving males? Why is it only females survived? I don't understand that either.
right?
Like unless your population got taken down to like 10 and just that was just the random odds, but like the way the lore made it sound was just like, our men went to battle and they all died and none stayed back whatsoever for any fucking reason. Somehow, with the entire race, the entire species got together. Every single last fucking one of them. Every single fucking dragon in this species. From every corner of the fucking planet came together. And we went to fight. And we sent the males in and they all died.
Mm-hmm. Even though I'm a massive female who can obviously take down an entire fucking rhino and have threatened to kill every other dinosaur,
Dragon.
every other dragon, and easily could kill any other dragon in the area, we didn't go to war. The females didn't join. Like, okay, maybe you kind of deserve to die out. I don't fucking. Bitch, if you're that damn strong and you didn't look at your man and go, I will fight with you, maybe that's not. I don't know. Maybe that's not all on one party. I'm not gonna say it, but you know.
And there was only one male who might survive, and he will repopulate our species. Nah, honey.
And he's my husband.
You might as well just take the early L and just fucking die here. Die in this generation. Rather than fucking suffer for the next fucking 10 generations until finally, like, your species is so fucking inbred that they just cannot survive.
It's okay, they won't know. The last two sane females who are actually, like, understanding what, you know, normal fucking of their kind is, it won't be alive.
I don't know. It seems like they've been around for a few fucking centuries. I don't think dragons technically die unless they're killed in the lore. Like, I think dragons literally can live forever so long as they are not killed off by something.
Yeah, but their lore's all fucky and they've already changed it several times. Like, repeatedly. So to fit whatever they wanted.
And then, because there's just really no content in the game and the game is so repetitive, I think it's why this weird honor system has fucking been birthed.
Yeah, because it's like, there's only 20 people that play our game, we can really just kind of do whatever we want.
Like, it really does strike me more like the Japanese honor system. How dare you bring honor to our family? How dare you bring on what you said? Your one little offhanded comment is so egregious because it dishonors us. What?
In that same vibe, anyways, I'm gonna go join fucking Nazis. It has that vibe because it's like I'm supposed to listen to a fucking honor system, right? All right. Can we also turn to the fact that
But it's
literally
like
you have
it's
people who kill?
it's literally like the honor system is just like it's not even like a set system, kind of like how like Japanese honor system is, because of course, you know, with a few thousand years of development. But like it's literally just like I personally decided that today that is, you know, an egregious wound against my honor and against my name. And so like the rules just aren't constant, you know? Like there's no structure to the honor system here.
Yeah, no, it depends only on the person who's supposed to be watching everything happen that day. Like, makes me mad. Is so bad.
I do remember that one of the big reasons I started like getting upset with DPS. There was two reasons. One, Spruce is like swinging. Like how serious he would take this game too. Like, but his
Yeah.
swinging like emotions with all of it, and just like like out the whole thing where like why were you sniffing and how were you sniffing while I was walking? Okay. Like when
Hmm?
that group in River decided to like disband and they were like, Mice, we will give you River. And then Mice was like, cool, so DPS, since we're getting River and River has so much, like, we will give you 4 pawns. And then we will control all of this. And like Spruce lost his shit.
Why?
He was like, why do you get River? Why don't we get any of that? Da 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 da. And I was like, Spruce, because it wasn't given to us. And also, what's the matter with that? Like, River is a bit of a problem. Like, it's constantly contested. It has a spawn point in it. The food, like, yes, it does have, but it was spread out. Like, it wasn't, like, you know, congregated in any specific place. I was like, meanwhile, and it's big. It's a big area. Like, meanwhile, we have Home Cave and Golf, and we know it has quite a bit of food right there because what Golf had 6 spawns at the time, Home Cave had 3, so that was 9, and then they were giving us 4 pawns, which had another 4. So it was like 13, 14 fucking bug spawns right there, and they were all like right here. And people didn't really contest this area. They were constantly contesting River, and I was like, I don't know why you want River, and also like they didn't have to give us 4 pawns either. They didn't have to tell you that they were getting River either. Like they could have just been like, ah, thanks, this is ours now. Have a good day. And, you know,
Yeah.
keep all of it. And like they were being very generous by being like, hey, we will give control of 4 pawns over to you and you alone.
And we'll help you protect it too.
Yeah, and like that just really put a pretty big sour taste in my mouth. Did I just hit juvenile? It certainly did. I was like, damn, my sniff just changed hella big. Um, so like that kind of put like a really sour taste in my mouth because like, what? I was just so confused by it. And then like DPS, Dragon Protection Services. Our entire stick was like to protect other people.
Which we never did, which is funny.
Never fucking did. And if anything, we just kept fucking picking fights with people and
Yes.
creating all these issues and drama. And it was like we were supposed to be the nurse dragons of the server, the guardians of the small and the weak, like the people that people would protect. Like we protected them as babies, so they protected us as adults, sort of thing. Oh, you took down somebody from DPS, you just fucking painted a target on yourself. Like, that was supposed to be what we were, and we never were. And even a lot of times I would hear people like be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to BR and I'm gonna go kill some hatchlings," and I was like, "The fuck you are!" Like I would sit back and
Yeah.
say like nothing most of the time and just be like, "Well, you want to go murder, you go murder." But the second I would hear anybody say anything about fucking murdering babies, I was like, because that is the sole, like, that was rule number one. We don't kill babies. And, like,
Which we did all the time.
yeah, like, and, like, sometimes they would backpedal and be like, well, if I'm a baby and a baby's coming to kill me, I was like, yeah, then by all means. But you, as an adult, are not going to go fly to fucking spawn points and murder fucking babies. We don't murder babies. That was rule number one of this group. That's why we joined this fucking clan. And then, like, I would hear that sentiment from time to time, and I was like, if this is the direction this clan is heading, I want no part of it.
Yeah. That's why I don't usually like clans, is because they're usually almost all 9 times out of 10 bloodthirsty. And even if they don't get that way, they eventually do because people start really hating each other. To be in a clan isn't just like some cool fun, like we hang out after work in a guild kind of protecting each other type thing. It's, oh, to protect each other, we must own like a specific area, and we must be one of the grandfathered in old ones, and da 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 da. And it's like, oh my god.
As the leader and only member of Zeus, I claim 4 pawns. Have fun with
Did
that.
somebody just say that in chat?
Yeah.
Well, they're dead. This happened very suddenly, Octavia. They're dead.
Yeah, I am. I don't know. I swear to God, I heard, like, the noise of somebody talking next to me. I immediately fucking laid down, like, laid down to fucking log out. I'm gone.
Oh, you know it. They are already amassing like ASDs and other things to go find this person. Like, whenever shit like that happens, I do hate it because you'll literally have somebody who's like, hee, location drop, and everything was completely normal and fine. So they did that, and then everybody's like, well, now I gotta go kill you because I don't want you to fight me later on.
Mm-hmm. I will
Which
say,
I
with the
don't.
addition of food spawns, like, there is a possibility to spread out more, so it's not, like, the same handful of places, like, constantly contested for. Like,
Fair and
some of the
true.